Hi everyone, today we are going to be continuing on with this page from the weekly planner. I thought we would do this bit today, this bush. We may get time to do some butterflies, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to move you along just a tad. We're using our Castle Arts Botanical set again, and I'm going to use some different greens for this. Now I know a question a lot of people have is what are these? What are these? Well, these I think are gooseberries. Now gooseberries, have a look if you haven't seen them before. My gran used to grow them in her garden. They do come in two colours. They come in a red colour and they come in a greeny yellow colour. I'm going to do mine in the greeny yellow colour because that's how I remember them. Those are the ones that I used to see, and they tend to be a very similar colour to the leaves. Now for the leaves of this tree, which is where I'm going to start, or bush, it's usually a bush, I'm going to use these two greens. They're quite different to the ones we used for this tree, which I think is rather nice. So we've got Oxide of Chrome and Sap Green. So I'm going to go in with the darker one first, which is the Oxide of Chrome. Just leave that one there for a minute, give it a sharpen. And what I'm going to do, I may stay zoomed out for a moment, I'm going to use this one across all the branches. Now these are quite thin, so I will probably just use this colour. As you can see, it's quite dark. I think the gooseberries are normally a bit lighter than this, the bushes and branches and things, but I've got to use what I've got really, and I don't want it too light either. Now with these leaves, I don't know how well you can see on the zoomed out version, but some of them have got a piece around the edge that Johanna has drawn in, and some of them haven't. Now I used to initially find that a little tricky to deal with, not really sure what to do, but I've got more used to colouring in Johanna's books now. So what I am going to do is to treat all the leaves in the same way. I'm actually going to ignore this piece around the edge and just colour, just not my tripod, just colour them as if they didn't have that there. When I first coloured this page, I did have a look on my search engine to find out what the gooseberry leaves look like, which helped me, and I find that really useful at times. I'm not going to do it today, I've already got an idea in my head. You don't have to make them look realistic, of course, but if you want to, it's the best way to do it. Right, I think we've done all the sort of stemmy, stalky bits now, so I'm going to zoom in so you can see the leaves more closely. I might not go any more than that. Just move you into shot. There we go, and show you. I'm going to do a similar-ish thing to what I did with these leaves. So I'm sticking with the same colour of pencil at the minute, and I'm going to do a darkish layer of this at the bottom of the leaf. Mr. Stalk there. Now this bit is quite difficult because I can't see what's leaf and what's gap, so I'm going to have to sort of guess a little bit that maybe that's a cluster of leaves there. I don't think it matters that much whether you do that wrong, nobody can see. If you've got the original book, you can of course go and have a look if you want to make it perfect and as Johanna intended, but to be honest, I think it's fine. Just go for it, do what you want. So I'm just gently putting a layer of this darker colour. I don't want them to be really dark, and I certainly don't want them to look as dark as the stems are. So, and as I say, I'm doing the same on each cluster of leaves, whether they've got this outline or not. So I hope you're all happy with me doing it like this. I thought it would be fun to sort of split this page. I did have some feedback the other day, someone saying they liked me doing a whole page, although this isn't quite a whole page because it's a planner page. I thought I would do it anyway, do a fair bit of it. I may do all of it, I'm not sure. I have got some other pages planned, not from this planner. I haven't looked ahead actually to see what's to come, but I've been asked to do the staring fish page in Lost Ocean by a couple of people. Now I'm assuming that they meant the page that has a fish on the right and a fish on the left, very big fish, and they're looking at each other. I'm assuming that's what they mean, and that's fine. I'm quite looking forward to doing that page actually. I was going to do it before this, and then I realised that I actually needed to get this done next because I sort of had a week's worth of videos, but not the planner one. But yeah, I was planning out for that one, thinking we could do a little bit of metallic. I thought it would be fun because the fish sometimes reflect the light. They have shine on their scales and things. So I thought maybe I might do a mix of pencil and metallic. I know Susan Wimpney-Berry does that a lot and she does a lovely job. I haven't actually followed any of her I have followed one of her tutorials where she did that. It was great fun. I might just put a tad on the edge of here, a little bit. So I think I'm done with that one. Oh no, this one up here, look. Oh, you can't see, I didn't zoom out enough. I'm sorry, you didn't see those bottom ones. I think that's all of it now in shot, sorry. But yeah, she's done some metallic ones, so if you want to get going on metallic, go and have a look at hers. She's on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, all those usual places. So the other green I'm going to use it's called Sap Green. It's very, very different to the Sap Green on Polychromos, for example, which is a sort of minty, I don't know, different anyway. And I'm going to go over the whole leaf and fade it towards the end. Now I'm going to take one leaf at a time now on this final layer, just so that I can really, you see, yeah, just so I can make sure it's nice and neat and try and fill in all the white paper that I want to. I don't want to fill in over all the white, but I want to just make sure I've got the coverage that I want for each leaf. Oops, outside of the lines as well apparently. But we'll just go. So I am zoomed out a little bit more today because we're doing this whole plant, but I think it's not too tricky what I'm doing, so I hope it's fine. I'm doing quite a big area of the same like I did yesterday. It's not too boring, but we will get on and do the gooseberries. Now I have to admit, if a video is a bit long, I haven't got very much time, you know what I do? I put it on double speed. I don't know what I sound like at double speed. It could be quite funny, but but that might help you if you're running short of time, because you know, I sometimes release 2 videos in a day as well. It takes up a lot of your time watching all my videos if you do that, and thank you if you do. It's really kind of you, but you can watch them fast. I sometimes do that, and it depends what I'm watching, or I'll skip through to the bit that I want to watch. A lot of people I watch don't speak, so I don't need to listen to what they're saying. I find that sometimes I want to hear people, sometimes I'm happy not. Okay, so I'm going to move up the plant now. Just carry on. Now I haven't gone over the stalk area with this colour. I'm quite happy with that being a little darker. I don't know if that reflects reality in any way of this plant. As I say, I have looked it up before, but not today. So I'm just trying to have fun with it really, and do what I think will look nice. So my son's had an exciting weekend, and one of them wants to be a helicopter pilot. I may have mentioned it. So we booked him up with a lesson. It's like an instructional thing where he gets taken up by obviously by an instructor who will then let him have a go at flying on his own. So he's really excited. Now his brother isn't interested in flying, but obviously I need to give him something of the equivalent value, and he's spent some of the money right away on an extension to his favourite computer game. So he was playing that for 5 hours straight yesterday afternoon, and he was so excited about it all. It was really lovely. I've got nothing against them playing computer games as long as they've done their college work. They need to wind down, and I've played computer games at their age, so I could hardly say anything. I still do play a few. So at times in the evening when I'm really tired, and I can't colour because my eyes are tired, or I'll go out the lines, I play computer games after I finished looking at everyone's lovely pictures on Facebook and Instagram, which I do. I'm going to sharpen up a little bit. I tend to have a look at hashtag Johanna Basford, look at everyone's pictures on there. It's really inspirational. I love it, looking at people of all different skill levels with different imagination, with different ideas on interpretations. I think it's brilliant, and I do that, but I do play a bit of Candy Crush, I have to say, and my friends apparently show off to their friend. His dad plays Candy Crush. I always thought it was only women that played, but obviously I'm just being sexist. And he's on sort of level 2000 or something, and was showing off to the boys, and my dad's on this level. So he came in, Mum, what level are you on? I was like, 6000. And so he could go back and show off to his friend that I was at a higher level. I noticed this one hasn't got any of the darker colour on. Let's do a bit here while I remember. Yeah, I've been playing it for years. I think almost since it launched. Sometimes I have, before I started colouring as much, I used to sometimes catch up with it, so I would have done all the available levels, but not so much now. I spend more time colouring, which is nice. But as I say, sometimes I'm just too tired. I know some people stay up all night to finish a picture. I can't do that. I'm not a night owl anyway. I'm a morning person. This morning I was awake at 5. I think, was it 4? Can't remember. My son was awake. He was reading. At 10 to 6 he came in and wanted to get up. I said no. I sent him back to bed till 6:15. He was reading still. I didn't want him to wake his brother or his dad up. Let them have a bit of sleep. They're good at sleeping. Let them sleep for a bit longer before we wake them up. But hopefully he has little bouts where he has a night where he wakes early or doesn't go off to sleep. Like Friday, me and him didn't get to sleep till midnight because it was so hot. It was really humid. It was very odd, September, but we were both boiling, so we couldn't sleep. But then he slept really well on the Sunday night, which then led to him having less sleep. Oh no, on the Saturday night he slept really well, but we stayed up late, and well, late for us. We were watching Strictly, which Toby said, do you tell your viewers that you like that programme? I said, I don't think I've ever told them that I like Strictly. I don't know, I love it. It's the only programme that I really watch all the time. And I was really impressed. Saturday was like the first. If you're in America, you don't know what Strictly is. It's Dancing with the Stars. We have it on in the UK from September to December every year, and it's on a Saturday night. The main show, we have a results show on a Sunday night, and then on a weekday evening there's a little show where they interview people and stuff, which I watch as well. I'm absolutely obsessed. I watch every programme. Just having a sharpen. We're nearly there, aren't we? And so I watched them all. And I like to get to know the contestants as well as actually watch them dance. I think it's fun, because often I don't know who they are, although they're celebrities. So do that. So we're nearly finished. I hope you can't hear that music in the background, because I'm not allowed to play music without a license, and I can hear music coming from somewhere. So I hope it isn't being picked up by the microphone. I think it's a radio next door, I don't know. Anyway, we're nearly at our gooseberries. Now gooseberries are yellowy green, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this sap green and I'm going to do a light layer. I'm just seeing if all the gooseberries are in shot. There we go. So I'm going to do a light layer of this on each gooseberry. See, I'm just holding the pencil on its side and doing a very light layer. We're going to layer up the colour with this. Now we really want a lemony yellow, which we don't have, so we're going to have to improvise a bit. Going with the paler yellow, which is called golden yellow. Oh, can you see that? I can't tell. And I'm just going to do a light layer again like I did with the green. It's not really going to look gooseberry like, I don't think, because of the colours, but I don't think it matters. I can use a different green on top of this yellow, and I'm just really gently building up these layers of colour because it's quite a pale colour, so I think my next one will be my last. I'm going to use this green, the leaf green light, and just go over them all gently. And just try and blend and bring that colour together. Now you see these little lines, gooseberries are actually quite hairy. It's quite a strange thing. I guess it would be like a bit like a peach, in that peach is quite hairy, aren't they? Maybe like that. They're a bit harder, but they're not unpleasant in the mouth. But most people cook gooseberries, make jam, things like that. Right, we've got a few finishing touches now. We've got the little tufts at the ends, do you see? Now these are actually bits of the flower which are dead that are hanging off the fruit. We have this with apples and things like that. I think I'm going to do them quite a dark, ish brown, not too yellowy. I'm going to go for this raw umber. We don't really have a sort of dead flower type colour. Do you imagine opening your box of pencils and having one called Dead Flower? Lovely. So I'm just pressing with the same pressure across each bit. I'm just finding it hard to see. I think this will be enough, just this one, because they're usually palish colour. Okay, now the only other thing that hasn't been done is at the top of each of the gooseberries there's a little piece that's sort of attaching it to the branch, and I'm just going, I hadn't thought about what colour to do them, so I left them. Oh, my pencil's broken, my sharpener's too full. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I made the error that I always make, which was to sharpen my pencil without checking that the barrel was empty. Right, there was a lead caught in there. I used a biro to poke it out. Right, let's sharpen again. It's a bit irritating when that happens. It's sort of a waste of a lead. But anyway, I've just noticed that I've missed a bit of of leaf there as well, which I should do in a minute. I should do that now. So that was the sap green that we used for those. So we'll just do those. And then we'll do these bits at the top. I've got quite a sharp point on my pencil. It's not a very straight sharp point. Don't know why. Right, let's try and get that all in shot for you so you can see what we have been doing. I might need to just pull out a tab. There we go. So that's today's. We could let's have a go at this butterfly as well before we finish, because he's quite pretty. Do you think it's a boy? Is there a butterfly? Don't know. I think butterflies are girls. I'm sure they're not all girls. Right, I'm going to start with the body of the butterfly, and I'm going to start the body in burnt umber. Now, some butterflies I see have a bit of their body colour coming out onto their wing. That's what I'm going to do with this one, like that. And then I want to do orange, this butterfly in orange. I'm going to start with this red ochre. It's going to actually, might blend into the apple a bit. Never mind. Maybe it'll just work and look right with the apples. So I'm going over the top of that dark brown. Now you notice I'm completely ignoring the pattern of the butterfly. I won't ignore it all the time, just to start with. And now we've got our orange, cadmium orange. It's the only one we've got in this set. And I'm just going to finish off, I'm going to layer it down quite hard and finish off the whole butterfly with this. Now there will be finishing touches, it's not going to be it completely. Now where there's markings on the butterfly, I am going to add some black and some white. Now I have got videos for how to colour butterflies, because I know people find them a little tricky, so I think I've got a whole video on how to colour butterflies, and then I've got several on individual butterflies. These are a bit bigger than this one, how to do them. Okay, now because this butterfly is small, I'm actually going to do my black in a pen. I had one just now. Oh, here it is. I'm going to use this. This is the Staedtler Pigment Liner 0.05, and I'm going to go over this, the circles, but also around the edge of the wing. This. It's quite daring using a pen. If you're not happy, do test it on your paper. Actually, make sure it's not going to go through. I haven't done that. It doesn't want to write, this pen. It's really thin. Hang on. I've got a point too. That would be better. Yes, below. The 0.5 is really for really fine detail. And although this is small, it isn't that small. So I'm just following some of the lines that Johanna has drawn in the circles and filling those in with black. I'm going to sort of define the difference between the wings too. So over the circle, it doesn't light very well. I don't know if it's running out or if it's, yeah, it is running out. My son keeps nicking them. He likes them for a while and then he decides he wants something else to write with at college. But I did find him some pens the other day, they're on sale, that I thought he would really like. They're actually black gel pens, but they look like writing pens, not colouring pens. Oh, I'm scribbling on a piece of paper to get the ink flowing, and he really liked them, so that was good. Now, when the ink is dry, you can add some white. Now, I'm going to use a tiny white gel pen. This is a 0.5, a 0.5, so it's quite a small nib because this is a small butterfly. And I'm going to put some white there and there. I want to put it on all these black bits. You see they're very thin, so I need a very thin pen. And it writes quite nicely on this black. I think I'm just going to cover all of it in little dots. And I think butterflies do have black and white, so it looks fairly real. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. So there is our butterfly. So I'm going to zoom out again so you can have a look at that and how it looks with the apples. I don't think it looks too similar to the apples. There's a lot more orange in the butterfly than in the apples, so that's good. So there we go, that's us for today. I am going to come back tomorrow. I know we haven't done the spider or this other butterfly, but we're going to come and do some of the details at the bottom of the page. So thank you very much for watching and happy colouring.